In the previous video, we dealt with external interrupts. We configured an external interrupt on pin D2. When it triggers, we reset the counter. In this video, we'll deal with pin change interrupts. Pin change interrupts are unlike external interrupts. We cannot configure them to trigger on specific edges. By default, they will trigger on both edges, and there's nothing we can do about that. We only have 2 external interrupts, but we have more than 2 pin change interrupts. In fact, every pin, every input-output pin has a pin change interrupt. If you take a look at this label, PCINT, it is on all of these input-output pins. This means pin change interrupt. Now let's go ahead and enable the pin change interrupt on pin D2. In order to enable the pin change interrupt on pin D2, first we have to enable bit 2 inside this register. Pin change interrupt 23 to 16. All those pins are here, 23 to 16, and that is on port B. Hence, we have to enable that bit. This bit here. Now let's go ahead and do that. I can get rid of this external interrupts and then enable bit 2. And then next, I will have to enable this bit in here. I have to enable bit 2 inside this register. This will activate the pin change interrupt on pin D2, meaning when the state of pin D2 changes, it will trigger an interrupt. I go here and then set this bit. How did I know it was bit number 2 which I had to set? Again, I got that information from the datasheet. Bit number 2, it is pin change interrupt 18. If you go to this microcontroller here, do you see pin D2, it is associated with pin change interrupt 18. That's how I knew. Now, okay, we already called this function. Now in here, in the interrupt service routine, we are no longer dealing with interrupt 0, which is the external interrupt. We are dealing with pin change interrupt 2. And then when it triggers, we would like to reset the counter. So then we can build the solution and run the simulation. When I run this, the interrupt has to trigger on both the falling edge and the rising edge. So when I open the switch, it's supposed to reset the counter. So I open, it did reset the counter. And when I close the switch, it's supposed to reset the counter. I close, it resets. Alright, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe, and also hit the notification button.